still feel that I should take the first move, but I texted him, and I don't know, it's just been about 10 days now, and I haven't heard from him.
Was there anything weird about this date?
I guess there was a little bit of awkwardness because we kind of knew the same people. There was a little bit of awkward silence, but other than that, I had a great time.
Like awkwardness when you were talking about the same people, or just when you realized, like, oh, I know that person too?
I didn't really press too much about it. There was moments of like, yeah, we know the same people, and then he got a little quiet, but...
I don't want to say that you're not explaining the awkwardness very well, but it's intriguing me to know what you mean by that. I'm hoping that we can get an answer from Daniel. All right, we're going to call him right after this. Are you ready to hear whatever he has to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Becky, your second date update is coming up right after this. It's moving. He emailed us about a guy named Daniel she went on a date with. They went out, had a good time. In her words, it got awkward when they talked about some people that they both knew. I still don't really understand what that means, but hopefully we're going to find out when we call Daniel right now. Becky, you ready to give Daniel a call and ask him why he hasn't called you back?
Yes. I'm just nervous.
Okay.
Understandable.
Hello? Daniel, what's up, dude? This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5.
Okay.
I'm calling about someone that you and I both know. Her name is Becky. I like to call her the Beckster. I like to call her the Beckinator. Her name is Becky. You went on a date with her, and you haven't responded to her texts saying that she enjoyed the date or anything else, or called her.
Yes, because I don't want to go on a second date.
Oh.
That's pretty cut and dry.
Dude, Daniel, you apparently have good reason.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us why you don't want to go on a second date with her.
Well, somehow the subject my ex came up, her being in retail or whatever, and she just like immediately was like, oh yeah, she works in Nordstrom's, right?
Right.
I mean, I definitely never told her that. The first time we'd ever met, I had no idea how she would know something like that. It kind of freaked me out.
Right.
And so we were set up actually by a coworker. I told him about it, and I was like, how could she possibly know something like this? And he admitted to me she looked me up on Facebook before the date.
Okay.
Right. That's normal behavior.
Not so much, because she like went through all of my old photos, and like she looked at my ex-girlfriend's Facebook and started looking through all her stuff.
Do you have like a bunch of pictures of her on your Facebook page? Like, is it obvious that this is your ex-girlfriend?
No, I don't think it's obvious. There's a couple. I mean, she obviously did like serious research.
Right.
Can
Becky?
I come here for a second?
Yeah, go ahead. Becky's on the phone with us right now, Daniel.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, wait, you don't want to go on a second date with me because I looked at your Facebook profile? I mean, yeah, so you don't know what kind of people are out there these days. You don't know, you are who your friends are, and I just wanted to make sure that you're not some crazy serial killer, you know?
Well, how do I know you're not a crazy serial killer?
You should have looked her up on Facebook and done the same thing, Daniel. Here's the thing. Before I've ever gone out with anybody, I always Google them and look at their Facebook page. Everybody does it. The thing is, Becky, you don't want to, like, let them know that you did that. So when he was talking about his ex-girlfriend, you should have just played like you had no clue and I've been like, oh yeah, she works in Nordstrom and all about her.
And she's 5'8", and she's also a Leo. It's kind of weird to stalk an ex.
Hold on, does everybody do that? Is that
Yes,
thing?
Daniel, yes they do.
Yeah.
Becky, now did you do a little too much stalking of Daniel before?
Yeah, I looked at her Facebook page and I saw that, maybe there was an old picture of them. I was like, oh, she's really pretty. Let me figure out, because, girl, I want to see what you do, dating. I thought you would see from his pictures, so I wanted to date him, but I just wanted to check her out.
You want to cut your hair like hers after, dress like her after. And where you think you're showing up to the date looking exactly like her, wearing her skin, maybe.
Yes, no, none of that.
Becky,
but,
did you go too far?
I don't think so. I mean, everybody does that these days, and it's not like I just ran on a wall and was like, hey, I'm going out with your husband, it's not like crazy like that.
Okay. Now, we'll pay for you guys to go on a second date. How about we'll pay for you guys to go to Joey's if you want to go out and eat there, and maybe see if you guys hit it off again. Now that you've gotten this out of the way, you guys want to go out again?
I think I'm going to pass on this one.
Really?
You don't even know me. You know, you just get the first act that I
Becky's like, I know every little thing about you, Dad. You don't know me at all. You haven't done your research.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Chips.
Hear more about breaking boundaries.
Shortcut to the best of places. Or listen. Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast.
Joel, the holidays are a blast, but is all about helping you make sense of your personal finance, podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Nikki Glazer. So, I hosted the Golden Globes at Hollywood that didn't make it to the live TV taping. What went down in
You know, if I went on a date with a girl and I didn't want to hurt her feelings by telling her, like, straight up, hey, I don't want to see you again, the way I would do it, email a radio station.
That's why I don't encourage any women to date you.
This is a second date update. Eric is on the phone with us now. Eric sent us an email about a girl named Jade. What's up, Eric?
Hi, guys.
Tell us about the date.
We went to Maximilian, which is a French restaurant.
Okay.
And I thought, you know, you're supposed to put yourself in a position where you look good, and I speak French. I thought that would be like a perfect idea.
Oh, nice. Showing off. Cool.
Did you do the whole date in French? Maybe she couldn't understand anything?
Yeah.
But she seemed to like whatever it is I was able to say, and she ordered in French. That's impressive them. I thought
That, hey, real quick, that impresses them. I like the way you said that. Okay, so anyway, continue, sorry.
Well, I thought that there's a certain part of a dating where you're supposed to impress them, and I thought I did that. And I thought it was a good date. And yet, I've left voicemails, and she hasn't responded. So I'm just trying to find out why.
When you say plural voicemails, how many?
Like, I've called her probably 4 times, but I've only left voice messages.
Did you leave the voice messages in French?
Yeah. Eric, hey, I'm going to ask the ladies in the room right now a question. If you went out on a date with Eric and he started speaking French at a French restaurant, would you find that as kind of a douchey move?
No, not if he was there to introduce me to French food. Like, maybe I had never had it before and he had some expertise.
Lydia?
I don't know. He seems sweet. So
And it
no.
depends on what he said,
He
too, in
seems
French.
sweet. I feel like it would be kind of a douchey move, Eric. I'm just being honest.
Because you don't speak another language except Pig Latin.
I can speak Spanish, okay, but I'm not going to a Mexican restaurant speaking Spanish to the waiters, you know?
I think it's slick. Or if it's French or Italian.
Okay.
Those are like languages of love.
Now, ladies, now that Jose has agreed with Eric,
Okay,
do you
you're
say
right.
it's a douchey move? All right.
Feedback, yeah.
Hey, Eric, you ready to call Jade and get your answer as to why she hasn't called you back?
Yes, I am.
All right, we're going to call it right after this. Hang on. Spoke French to the wait staff to try to impress her, show her that he knows French, the language of love, and all that good stuff. And she didn't call you back. Now, Eric, we didn't ask you, how did the date end?
I drove her home, and when I would say goodbye, we hugged, and I said I would call her.
And you were like, I'm going to call you back. Okay, I'm gonna dial her right now and get her on the phone and see why she hasn't got back to you, okay?
Okay.
Has the French trick ever worked on other ladies?
Sort of.
Jade. Hi, Jade. How are you?
Hi.
I should probably tell you, this is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5.
Okay.
You don't sound very amused, Jade. We apologize.
Sorry about that. I'm calling you because I wanted to talk to you about a mutual friend that we have, Eric. You haven't called him back after your date, so I wanted to call and see why you haven't got back to him.
I'm sorry, wait, what is this?
I know this whole thing is confusing because I started off with like some weird, stupid, like bad French thing, and then I tried to introduce myself.
Yeah, no, but you're a friend of Eric?
Yes, I am.
If it's the Eric that took me to the French restaurant, which is what I'm getting from what you just said,
Yeah.
he's a complete...
Okay, that was quick. Why do you say that?
He said something to the waiter in French that they both like started laughing really hard and like high-fived,
Okay.
and it just felt really awkward. So I went home, and my roommate knows French, and I went home and tried to like repeat it to her, and she said that basically what he said to him was that he was 90% sure he was gonna be sleeping with me.
In French?
That's awesome.
It's kind of a typical French man move.
Yeah, seriously. Eric?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Oh. Hey, Jade, Eric's on the phone right now listening to what you had to say. So Eric, you don't have a problem with her knowing that that's what you were saying in French to the waiter?
I'm just saying that it seemed to amuse the waiter, you know, and it's not like it was any harm done to anyone else. I just was having fun.
So you were offended, Jade, by that?
I could take a joke, but like it just seemed really off-putting.
Okay.
You know, I always talk to waiters, even if it's not a French restaurant.
Every time I go on a first date, I talk about how I'm going to nail the girl on a first date with the waiter. Come on, Eric, you're really sticking up for yourself, but you can't kind of see Jade's point of view on that?
I can sort of see, I guess, but you know, it was in a different language, so it's almost like it doesn't count, you know?
I will say my girlfriend that speaks fluent Spanish says it's a whole lot easier to say I love you to men in Spanish because it doesn't feel real. But she does.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, you got your answer there. Jade, did he turn you off enough to where you don't want to go out with him again?
I don't think I'm interested. Sorry. I don't know. I mean, I can take a joke, but like, it's just really...
Okay, because the show will pay for you guys to go on a second date. An American restaurant. Send you to Applebee's. Where they speak English. Where you know they speak English, all right? Would you go?
The fact that he even like involved you guys and all of this is just too much for me.
Too much for you? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Eric, do you have anything to say?
Maybe in French?
Gee, you know, Applebee's sounds like fun.
Jade?
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
She's not interested at all.
Yeah.
All right, Eric. Hey, man, you got your answer. My advice to you would be to not talk about nailing your first date in front of her face. No matter what. Even if it's in another language that you think she's not going to understand, it's probably not a good idea.
I didn't know the waiter was going to high-five me afterwards.
In the morning.
All the hits. Moving 92.5. Brook and Jubal in the Morning. Your second date update today. A guy got called out for being just a major D-bag. He took a girl out to a French restaurant, decided to speak French to the waitstaff to show off, and at a certain point said to the waiter, "There's a 90% chance that I'm going to sleep with her," in French. And the waiter high-fived him, and they laughed about it. Apparently, she went home and talked to her roommate who speaks French, and was able to find out what he said. And she was not interested in going back out with him.
That's so
strange,
weird.
right?
So cute.
Hey, Danielle,
Yes.
what did you think about that?
I think it's freaking hilarious. It's just a normal guy. Guys say stuff like that. She was just overly offended. I think she was overreacting.
So would have you gone out with him again?
I would have, yeah.
Okay, so you,
Guy.
Okay, wait, question. Would you have also hooked up with him?
Percentage have been right?
Yeah.
90% likely that you would have hooked up with him.
No.
yeah, right. So it wouldn't bother you if you were on a date with a guy and he said to someone else that there's a 90% chance that he's going to do it.
Hey, it's happened to me before, so I mean...
Maybe
It's
you
happened
have
to you?
higher standards.
Did you say it's happened to you before?
Oh yeah, that's happened to me before. I didn't actually end up sleeping with the guy. I was like, dude, you're funny.
So have you been dating Jose?
Huh?
Have you been dating Jose?
Unfortunately.
So she wouldn't even lower her standards to that level, Lydia. I mean, there's a certain type of girl.
I agree with her though. The guy was just making a joke. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, but it feels
It's
like
not like he was serious.
he was talking behind her back too, because she was doing it in a different language, so it wasn't a joke to her.
yeah, like maybe if he had said it where she could understand it, you know,
Yeah.
it just there's something about it when it's a language that she doesn't speak that just seems a little
Creepy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like talking about her like that. Maya, you think that she did a good job?
She impressed me because at first when I heard her, I thought she was going to be the loser in this. But she actually followed us, and she just nailed him as far as what a douchebag he is.
Yeah. How would you feel if a guy high-fived on a date about getting a piece from you?
Well, first of all, I agree. The whole French thing in the beginning was stupid.
I feel like you're trying too hard.
I agree with Jugal.
Wow. And now how do you feel about yourself?
Oh, you know what? We were right. He's a douchebag.
Yeah.
Wait, are we talking about me now or the guy? I can't figure it out.
Jill, the holidays are a blast, but the financial hangover, that can be a huge bummer. If you are out there and you're dreading the new statement email that reveals the massive balance that you may have racked up, well, you could use our help.
That's right. I'm Joel,
And I am Matt.
and we're from the How To Money podcast. Our show is all about helping you make sense of your personal finances so you can ditch your pesky credit card debt once and for all, make real progress on other crucial financial goals that you got, and just feel more in control of your money in general.
You know it. For money advice without the judgment and jargon, listen to